Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday. I hope everyone is doing well tonight. Hope you all are doing well. Um, all things in this video are alleged and they are from my opinions only. They are used for fair use and entertainment purposes only. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to share if you would so wish. But tonight we are reviewing The Family Business Season 5, Episode 3, Special Delivery. Whew. The episode starts with the way it starts is you'll see Paris on the phone with Niles. Well, basically, it's giving you a backstory as to these blue roses, these blue Ecuadorian roses. And you'll see where Niles calls Paris, and she has one of the blue roses in her hand while she's talking to him. And they're talking, going back and forth, and he was talking about meeting her family because he was getting ready to go do a job. She was sitting down at the cafe saying she had to work, and he was interested in meeting her parents, or rather her family. And she was telling him that she had to work because he wanted her to go with him to do this job. And she was like, I gotta work. And he told her it's not like you have to work, because the money that they would make from the job, just her half would be 6 figures. So, and we know who her family is. So if we being honest, she didn't have to work. She was just, saying that because of what she had to do. By the end of the conversation, when we looking at it, you can see that he was planning to propose to her, and he told her he loved her, and she told him she loved him. Then they hung up. Then you will see her say, not as much as she loves her family. Then you go to see where she starts crying, and you can see she's sitting down at this little cafe area, I guess across from the hotel or apartment or wherever he is. And you see her pull out the little detonator, and she presses the button. We see the apartment or the hotel, whatever he is in, it blows up. She sits there and cries or whatever. Then she wakes up screaming. So it's a dream, but in actuality is they're giving you some of the backstory of why she is so spooked about these blue roses, because the only person that would send her blue roses is Niles, and in her mind she done took Niles off of this planet. So yeah, that she's looking at this envelope that she found in his room, and it shows where it has pictures of her father. Okay, the next scene goes to LC getting out of the bed, baby. LC is proud of himself because he done got his groove back. He walking around, he pimping, he got his chest out, baby. He is popping cocking. He is, baby, he like one of the roosters when they proud of themselves. He walking around with that a cock, baby. He got that chest out, and he ready. He's, y'all can't tell him nothing. He done did the thing. He done took Chippy down through Pound Town. So he on it. He on his thing. So while he's going to the bathroom and being proud of himself because he was able to get his little groove on, he gets a call from Katie. We know that's the crooked sheriff, telling him he's at the morgue with Jonah, which is the guy that LC went to see at the end of last episode, that LC took up out of here because he was trying to son him and blackmail him with his racist behind. So LC said, this ain't gonna work. So he was like, do you know what happened to him or whatever? And LC was like, yeah, I took him out of here. I put that hot lid in him. And he did. And so he was like, you don't know how much of a problem you just created, because Jonah told I can't remember the guy's name, that he was coming to see him. And he was like, okay, what that mean? Did he tell him why he was coming to see him? And he was like, no, he didn't tell him why he was coming to see him. He just told him he was coming to see him. And, the guy talks a lot. So Elsie was like, okay. And your point is, he don't care. Elsie said he ain't worried about that problem because he got rid of one. He said the world has one less racist to worry about. And the one he talking on the phone to, Mr. KD Sheriff man, he gives racist to. He sure do. But anywho, LC was like, look, I'm gonna go back in here and crack my wife back again. So we ain't got time to have this conversation. I'm gonna go in here and give her the business. I've been a little under the weather. Couldn't rise to the occasion for a while now. So now that I can get it up, I'm gonna go break her back in again. So he got off the phone with him and went on back in there to wake old Chippy up, so he can break her down, so he can beat her down, and that's what he went and did. The next scene we see is where Dominique LaRue, which is Sage's mother, goes to meet up with Donna, and she's telling Donna all this stuff about herself. And Donna was like, who are you? I don't know you. How you know all this stuff about me and I don't know you? She was like, enemy of my enemy is a friend of mine, because basically she was like, you lost your daughter to the Duncans and you don't want to lose your son to them, and we both got a lot in common. So she was like, we can hook up and do some things, because she wants revenge on the Duncans, and of course Donna do too, but in the end, Donna's still a Duncan herself, but she wants revenge just like that. So they are teaming up based on their hatred for Chippy and the Duncans. But then the next scene we go to, where you see their family is having breakfast and everybody is at the table except for Miss Chippy. You got Rio starts giving all Paris's business, talking about, because they were asking Rio at first what he was doing up so early, because he's never up this early. And he was like, they were getting ready to open up a new club, so he wanted to make sure everything was, set up the way it was supposed to be, because that was the only reason that he was up so early. Then LC asks Paris what was wrong with her, and she tells him that she's tired. She's been waking up the past few days with these bad dreams. So Rio was like, how is she waking up with all these bad dreams when she got these beautiful blue Ecuadorian roses that somebody sent to her? And of course her dad asked, who's sending you roses? And because they were like, nobody ever, send you roses for real, because you don't give out your address. So they was like, that's true, because the first rule is don't let people know where you stay. And if they are sending roses, then they got to be somebody special, right? So Rio is just continually talking, because they like, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? She was like, ask Rio, since he's telling you all my business, ask him. Let him tell you. Even though, Rio don't know who sent him. He was telling all the business. So, made Paris a little mad, because, Paris and her little feelings, because Paris is scared. Y'all got my Paris scared out here. But anyway, the next scene we go to is where Roman is at the hospital with his mother, the lady that stole him. him. But she's at the hospital. He's at the hospital with his mom, and he was telling her, he can't live life without her. And then in walks I don't know if she's a nurse, the administrative person. She's somebody in this hospital. And she tells him that his mom's insurance has lapsed. And he was like, okay, what does that mean? And he was like, your aunt has known about this for a while. Was that the aunt that went to the apartment when he was there and they had the picture of the Duncans on the thing? And she was like, why are you looking at them? What? I don't know. I'm wondering if that's not, or was that the grandma? It's somebody. Either way it go. She tells him that the aunt has known about this for a while and they need $40,000 to keep her in this hospital or they putting out. And he's like, well, this is the best hospital for my mom's condition. And I'm like, yeah, we know, but we trying to run a hospital. We can't let your mama just lay up in here for free because we ain't gonna put her out on the street. We just gonna send her down to the other hospital that ain't got all these amenities and all this stuff, all this high-tech equipment we got that might let her sustain for a little longer. Because once she ship up out of here, she might not make it too much longer. But for her to stay here, for us to continue working on her like you want us to work on her, somebody, anybody, we don't care who, somebody got to come up with 40 grand. So of course, he might have a heart attack or stroke or something because he like, well, you gonna get $40,000 from, because he ain't got that kind of money. But he look at the lady and he say, well, how much time do I have? Homegirl told him that she is scheduled to be moved at the end of the week. So he has the end of the week to come up with 40 grand, or his mama gonna be pushed up out of this hospital in her hospital bed, and she gonna be hanging on by a thread. He said she ain't gotta go home, but if you ain't got that 40 grand, she getting out of here. That's what folks saying. She getting out of there. But then the next scene, we roll on, finally see what Chippy done got her tied tail up out the bed. Because LC done broke it down, done dropped it like it was hot, done mounted her like a horse, done beat her down, done did all kind of things to her that took her all the way down through the pound town. And she finally rose up out the bed talking about a good morning. And Nene like, morning? Baby, it's afternoon. What? Where you been? Baby girl said, she happy as she don't know what, because she done got her groove on. LC done broke her back. And she just don't know what to do for herself. You done got it in last night. Then he woke me up this morning and we got it in again. So, baby, she is thrilled. She grinning from ear to ear. She act like she had it in gears the way she do it. But hey, if you like it, I love it, girl. I'm glad you getting your little freaky freak on. And so Nene tells her, she's a little jealous. She's a little jelly. And she's like, why? It's like, well, basically because I want to know what my husband is. I know y'all don't like him right now, but that's still my husband. I want to know where you at. She want to get her little freaky freak on too. So Chippy was like, well, if LC has forgiven him for what happened at Fresh Meadows, then I can too. So they're gonna do what they can to help her find whole cray hood. Baby, these folks need crazy husbands. The next scene we go to is where you'll see Paris and Rio are talking, because Rio is trying to find out what is wrong with Paris, because he knows something was wrong with her. So he wants to know what it is. And of course, she don't really want to talk about it. And he was like, look, I know something is wrong with you. Spill it. Tell it. It looked like he tried to get his hair like them blue roses, but hey, he said, spill it. And she starts talking to him and tells him that Niles Monroe, she said the blue roses are from Niles Monroe. The problem with that is she blew Niles up. Niles ain't supposed to be here. Niles is no longer amongst the living, as far as she knows. So she was telling him, because he's asking questions about, what happened and everything. And she was telling him that she still loves him, but she loves her family more. Of course, he agrees with her and commiserates on that part. And of course, still asking questions. So she tells him that Niles was an assassin for hire. And, he was like, well, how did you know that? Of course, she told him about her finishing school. He was probably the only person that, she's told that actually knew what it was. And she knew he was an assassin because she did jobs with him. So she was talking about how fun it was, how exciting, how exhilarating, and how she loved it or whatever. And so the next question Rio asks her is, what the? No, I lost connection. Lord. I don't know what just happened. I think I'm still live. Oh, sorry. StreamYard booted me out. Y'all, StreamYard booted me out, and I guess I came back in. Forgive me whenever you hear this part in here. Forgive me, because I ain't figured out how to go in to delete it. So just forgive me on that. But she was talking about how, where I left off, Niles, he wanted to know how did Niles die. And she told him that, she was the one that did it. That's how she knew he was dead, because she was the one that took him out. And so he was like, well, now how you gonna sit here and say you love this man and you took him out of here? So basically she was telling him about how she was in the room, and I guess she was in her, from what we saw, she was in her little lingerie. She was in her little lingerie, and she was looking at an envelope that he had, and in that envelope was a picture of her father. So his next job that he was supposed to do was to take her father out of here. So even though she loved Niles, she loves her father more. So she said, Niles, baby, you got to go. My dad ain't going, but you gonna get up out of here. So that's what happened in that situation. So we move on to the next scene where Elsie goes to see LoJack. Of course, we don't know it's Elsie, but all we see is LoJack working under a hood, jamming to his little music. Then somebody turns his music off. So he like, oh, who is this to be coming up here turning my music off? I don't come to your house and do whatever he said at their house. He don't come to the house messing with your stuff at your house. Why are you coming over here to this shop turning off my music? So I guess he getting ready to come out the hood, getting ready to, swear up on whoever it is. He sees Elsie. Baby, when he turned around and saw Elsie, he immediately starts stuttering and backpedaling and all kinds of stuff. So I felt sorry for my poor little LoJack. But he apologized, and then the first thing he thought was, if this was in relation to the situation where, his nephew and Roman carjacked Chippy, which, he was like, this got something to do with the car situation with your wife. And he was like, what car situation? What happened with my wife? So now LoJack realizes Chippy ain't told LC none of this. So LC like lost. He don't know what's going on. So he was like, well, she had a little car trouble. So, we got the car trouble fixed. So basically he lied. He lied. He got his butt out of that situation real fast. Like, so LC tells him he needs a package delivered to a certain location, and he needed their delivered later that night. And he heard LoJack was the best in the business of getting that done, and he needed it handled discreetly. And he wanted to know if LoJack could do it. LoJack was like, yeah, I got you. I can do it. And basically LC was like, don't F it up. So LoJack was trying to joke, talking about how he don't tell stuff and trying to. LC had done walked off. He done said what he said to LoJack, and he was through with the conversation. Had done walked off, and that was a wrap. So LoJack was over there talking to himself. He was over there talking to himself. So then after that, we go to Tony Dash and Dominique Leroux, where they're in their little pool, and he's asking her, did she meet a new friend today? And she was like, yeah. But even in all of that, they don't even want Donna. They using Donna to get to Junior, because Junior is the piece that they want to make this plan work. Whatever this plan is, they want to use Junior to go after his family. But with the way he's mad with his family right now, they're not gonna do it probably. And Donna got a hatred for them anyway. But the thing about it is, at the end of the day, I understand you mad with your family, and Donna mad with everybody, but y'all still Duncans at the end of the day. So you gonna team up with these outsiders to take out one of your own. That's just stupid. But Donna don't care nothing about that, but that's what they trying to do. While they were there talking, Tony gets a call from his contact that he sent to, California, looking for Ruby and Benny and the son. And he tells him that there was no sign of Benny, Ruby, or the kid. So he asks, where is Orlando? And he was like, he found out that Orlando was back in New York. So Tony hangs up with his contact, and of course Dominique goes, what's wrong? And he was like, I may have to put a piece of lead in Orlando Duncan tonight. And homegirl gets all excited, starts squealing and stuff, talking about, can't she watch? Oh my gosh, these people, they cannot be around here trying to take out what is wrong with you all? The Duncans are the focal point of the show. We ain't studying the rest of y'all that's on the sideline. Y'all cannot be taking out the main characters in the show. Shoot. Y'all already took doggone Sasha up out of here. So you can't be taking out everybody. Shoot. Somebody took the twins up out of here. Can't be taking out everybody. You can't take Orlando up out of here now. Shoot. Anywho, we go to where Nevada and Rio were supposed to be going to the club, because of course, Rio got up early so he can go get the situation handled with the club. And Nevada was like, you're going in the wrong direction. He's like, I'm going to go that way, but I'm going this way first. I need you to handle something for me. Help me with something. And he was like, you're not going to get me in trouble, are you? It's like, no, of course not. Of course, Nevada don't believe him, because he's going to shaking his head. He's like, I know I'm going to get in trouble behind this. Whatever we finna do, I know I'm going to get in trouble. But anyway, they end up pulling up to the church where Chippy and Rio got carjacked. And Nevada was like, didn't grandma tell you to let this go? Of course, Rio was like, yeah, she did, but I can't let it go. I just can't let it go. Would you? And of course, Nevada says no and asks, what is it that you need me to do? He was like, he knows the church got some kind of cameras or footage around here that he need to get. And he was looking at the little poles and stuff around on the outside of the church. And Nevada was like, it ain't no footage in them. Now, if you can get us on the inside and I get to their stuff on the inside, I might be able to find something, but I ain't making no promises. So, of course, he was like, follow my lead. They go inside the church, and the lady that was in there was the one that was talking to Chippy last episode, where she was telling him about hooking her son up with Rio. Mind you, Rio about flipped his little wig when his mom was talking about hooking him up. But now he ended up fake breaking in this lady's face, talking about, I wanted to get some more information about your son. Now, you don't want to talk to that lady's son. You don't want to talk to him. But so he go in there, he fake break, like he interested in her son, like he want to get the information that he need to learn about her son. So they go in the office. Nevada stays on the outside so he could crack into their computer, which he does. And then he finds, the footage of when Roman and LoJack's nephew carjacked Chippy and Rio. So he downloaded on his little file, and out walks Rio and the auntie church lady. And they left. When the time they walk out the building, they literally don't even clear the building before he asks, did you get it? It's like, yeah, he got it. I'm like, Rio, your mama told you leave this thing alone. She told you to leave this alone, but you ain't gonna leave it alone. I guess that's gonna be the only way y'all gonna find y'all brother, because y'all don't want to leave this alone, because you're gonna be sitting there talking about somebody that look like you. But based off of, well, that's according to the book, but based off the show, in my mind, y'all don't look alike, but I'm sure they'll pretend like y'all do. Anywho, the next scene goes to where Curtis is outside playing basketball. Paris is sitting out there playing with her little Ecuadorian rose. And he goes over there to talk to her because he could tell something is wrong with her. And he was talking about going back home to Waycross because he got a business. He does bounty hunting. And he misses it because, he ain't really doing anything up here. So he missed what he was doing back home. And so she asked him, if he wanted something to do, because she had a job for him. And she was like, are you serious? And he was like, yeah, because she feel like she's been chased by a ghost. So he was trying to understand what it was that she was talking about. She tells him that Niles Monroe, which was her boyfriend, is dead, or is supposed to be dead. He's the only one that sent her these blue Ecuadorian roses, and she wants to find out what's going on. She wants to know whether or not he's actually dead, and if he is, who in their right mind is fucking with her by sending her these flowers. She wants to know. Because he's like, are you serious? And she was like, yeah. Because, I blew this man up. Or I thought I did. So, yeah, I need to know who playing with me. Who play on my emotions. Who got me around here going crazy. Who got me around here where I can't sleep. I need to know. So he was like, okay, I'll leave in the morning. And it's like, cool. But don't nobody need to know this but me and you. It don't need to go no further than me and you, even though you already done told your twin that Niles, or whoever you think is Niles, is sending you these flowers. And he's supposed to be in the other world. But I hope you find out who's sending you these flowers, girl, because it's messing with your peace. It is definitely messing with your peace. We go on to the next scene where we see Junior still being a whore. I've lost all my love respect for Junior. Junior just lost all my respect for him. And evidently he's with the guy that KD was telling LC at the beginning of the episode that Jonah had told that he was coming to see him. So they was sitting there talking in the whorehouse, and the guy was like, he finna get his freak on, do all the things that he ain't never did before. And it looked like Junior doing all the things he ain't never did before, because he ain't got a whole wife. He ain't got a whole wife on the other side of town, and you over here in this Hellfire Club just done with the hell. But hey, do what you do. The next scene, we will see Roman. I can't remember the name of the guy that he went to in the club last episode, where he was trying to join his club. I mean, his gang or whatever it is. But they end up robbing a guy, and he had a bag full of cash. Full of cash. And the guy was telling him, you making a wrong decision. You basically signing your death warrant by, robbing me. So, of course, they don't believe him. Roman had went into the building to try to see what he could see. And the guy had been watching this man for a while. He had been doing the same, following his routine and his route. And he does everything himself. So he had been following him for a while and paying attention to him, because he was like, how is it that you never change up your route on no day? You don't ever change your route up. And he was like, if you want something done, basically you got to do it yourself. So the guy tries to, take him out, but he ends up getting shot by Roman. And the guy was like, see, we were going to let you live. And then he, pow-powed him again. And, they took him out and took the money. So they basically hit the jackpot. They hit the jackpot that night. And I guess that's where Lil Roman going to get his 40 G's to keep his mom in this hospital. Not thinking about these folks going to question where you got these coins from. Because they're going to be like, look, y'all been needing this money for a long time. And then all of a sudden you come up with 40 racks. You don't think them people going to question it? They're going to question it. Just as sure. They're going to question it. And then they probably going to call the folks on you to see if you don't rob somebody. But anywho, LC being a limo driver. Because I didn't mention where he got dropped off in the middle of nowhere with his driver. He told the driver to leave him. And he got in his car to go wherever he went. I don't know where he went, but evidently wherever he went, he ended up at the Hellfire Club to pick up the guy that Jonah and Katie talked about at the beginning of the episode. He picked up the talkative guy, the one they said talk all the time. So he picked him up. And I'm like, not LC being a limo driver. I said, LC said he is going to take everybody up out of here. And every time he takes somebody out of here, he get on the horny medicine. He get horny as hell. But so that's where you see him pick up the guy, and it moves on to the next scene where you see Roman and the other guy in the car, and they're talking about how, much of a lick they got, what they gonna do with the money. He asks Roman what he's gonna do with his money, and he was like, I told you I needed money from my mom in the hospital, so he's gonna give his mom money to the hospital. And so he asked him, well, what you gonna do with your portion? And he was like, shoot, I'm gonna party with mine. I'm gonna be out here partying with mine, and they're gonna be going to the club that Rio and them is getting ready to open up, the new club that they're gonna open. So that's what I'm thinking it is. They're going to some club, but they're gonna go to the club and they're gonna party and have a good time. Of course, Roman doesn't want to do that, but he's been initiated into this gang or whatever this is, because the guy was like, look, You could have let him off me, and then you could have offed him, and you could have took all the money for yourself. But you didn't do that. You held me down, and you had my back. And for that, I'm riding with you. You done proved yourself. I don't want to prove myself like that. But evidently, he proved himself. They sitting there laughing and gleeful and talking and hee and ha and talking to the money and all of this. And I'm just like, y'all just stupid. But hey, it is what it is. Next thing we see, you're going to see LC is standing outside of the car in the middle of nowhere talking about, come on, Chippy, this ain't the time for you to be late. And you see in the car the guy that he picked up with a hole in the middle of his forehead. So we know what happened to him. And, Chippy pulls up. He hops in the car. She goes, LC, what you got me doing way out here? And he talking about he had car trouble and he sent the car to the dealership. He telling all these lies. I don't know why he lied. I really don't, because your wife is part of the business. She know how this works. So why are you sitting there lying? I had no idea. So they just driving along, and he go to rubbing on to talk about he want to pull over. She was like, we're in the middle of nowhere. So shoot, it's a dirt road up here. Pull over. And I'm like, I thought y'all supposed to be trying to get away from the body. I thought y'all trying to get away from the body. But it don't look like y'all trying to get away from the body, because LC, now that he know what gets his mojo going, he just want to get his mojo anywhere. He want to get his freak on anywhere. When it rise up, he want to get it knocked down. He don't care where it is. So he done off this man, then got horny, and now he want to ride his wife. So they finna pull their old behinds over in the middle of nowhere, in no man's land, and get their freak on and get stuck somewhere in their car. But hey, if they like it, I love it. Final scene that we go to is where you'll see Orlando going into Duncan Motors, because he's going in there to get a car, or he's getting ready to leave. Whatever it is he's doing, he gets greeted by Tony Dash and his crew. Everybody braiding the gun, pointing a pow at him. Everybody drawn. You got like 5-6 people drawn on this one man. I'm like, y'all gotta have that many people drawn on him? Really? Ain't he by himself? What? One person came out? It was like, we need to have a talk. He's like, I ain't talking to you. I ain't going nowhere with you. Like, get in the car. I ain't getting in no car. Get in the car, Orlando. I'm not getting in the car. Get in the car. They be like, we got a lot of catching up to do. You need to get in this car. And I'm like, Orlando, I really don't want you to get in this car, because you might not get out this car. But I guess he might let you get out the car, because he's trying to find out where his nephew is. His nephew? I don't know what Vinny is. But anywho, he's trying to find Vinny. Man, screw Vinny. We don't like Vinny. We do not. But y'all can't be around here messing with the... What is wrong with you people? I don't like you dashes. I do not. Y'all done got on my nerves already. Why is y'all messing with Orlando? Orlando ain't do nothing to y'all. Vinny was in the wrong from the gate. But this the life y'all chose to live, and I'm gonna sit here and watch it as long as I can, because I like it. But anywho, that is where the episode ends, with the little that it ends with them drawn on Orlando, and he's still standing outside the car stating he ain't getting in the car. But I don't know if he actually get in the car, but we'll find out. I'm assuming next episode whether or not he gets in this car. But that is it for this review. I enjoy. If you cannot tell, I love the family business. I really do. This is my show, and I probably should even be loving this show as much as I do, but I do. Anywho, Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share the video. And just let me know what you guys think. I would deeply appreciate it. And outside of that, you all have a wonderful night. And I hope some of you love this show as much as I do. But anyway, have a wonderful night and be blessed. Bye-bye.